Let's go to our transaction 4. Please look at transaction 4. So what happened? Your company SoftBuy. This is your company. What happened? Your company got the cash, $1,200 cash from customer. So your company received the cash from customers. Then why? What's the reason you could get the cash from customers? Because you did something. So what did you do? Services it has performed. So you did something. So you perform the service. Your company perform service means provide a service. So remember, you did something, you provide a service, you earn what? Provide a service, you earn the revenues, okay? Provide a service means you earn the revenue. But we have two kinds of revenues. Right now, you should give me specific items. So what kind of revenue you earn? Hello? Provide a service, you earn the revenue. So what kind of revenue you earn already? We have sales revenue and service revenue. So which one? Service revenue, right? Because you provide the service, you earn the revenue. This revenue is service revenue because this is about service. So your service revenue, you earned, right? You earned means your service revenue increase. Okay, so you did something. What did you do? Provided service, you earn service revenue. So based on this, did you get the cash? Yes, you got the cash. The first sentence told you received the cash already. So you received the cash already. Okay? So based on the transaction, you provide service, you earn the revenue, but you got the cash at the same time. So two items, two effects. What's that? First is what? You earned the revenue. Okay. Second effect is what? You received cash from customer. Okay. So due effect. I know the transaction have two effects. Transfer into accounting. So earn the revenue is service revenue. So we will say our service revenue increase how much? $1,200. I earn the service revenue $1,200. After you done this, have you got the cash? Yes, I received the cash from customers. So that's why your cash increase $1,200 as well. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? After this, since you understand two effects, don't forget, double check it. So how to double check you did the right thing or not? Put it into accounting equation to make sure left equal to right. Okay, are you done? Then let's put it into accounting equation. So you will find out cash increase. Cash is your asset, right? So you will have cash increase means your asset increase $1,200. How about revenue? Service revenue increase. Your service revenue increase, that will make your equity increase or decrease. Service revenue increase will make your equity increase or decrease. Remember how to get equity. Let's go back to the slide on 52. Remember that? What's the relationship between revenue and equity? We use revenue to get retained earnings, right? How to get retained earnings? Revenue minus expenses minus dividends, right? So after I use revenue minus expenses minus dividends, I got retained earnings. And don't forget, retained earnings will make your equity increase, right? Because equity is two parts, share capital and retained earnings. So when I have more revenues, my revenue increase, okay? That will make your retained earnings increase. Your retained earnings increase will make your equity increase. They have positive relationship.正相关。More revenues means you will have higher retained earnings, means you will have higher equity. Okay? Any questions? So that's why when we go back to our transaction 4, transaction 4 here, when I have more service revenue higher, they will make our retained earnings higher, which will make your equity higher. So that's why here means your retained earnings and equity higher. So the number here means your equity higher, $1,200. Okay? Service revenue increase make your equity retained earnings increase. So this is our first effect, service revenue. This is your first effect. Cash increase is our second effect. And because of your first effect, service revenue, they make your equity increase. Okay, any questions? Two effects. First effect, you provide service, earn the revenue. Second effect, you got the cash. But at the same time, because of you earn the service revenue, at the same time, they will affect your retained earnings and equity. May your retained earnings and equity increase at the same time. Okay, any questions? Let's look at next transaction. Okay, are you done? Okay. Transaction 5. What happened? You receive a bill. So you got a bill. 账单. So it's not you got the cash. You got a bill. You got a bill means someone asks you to pay the money. So like a phone bill, each month you will get a phone bill, right? Because they ask you to pay the phone fee to the company, right? So you got a bill means other company ask you to pay the money. Okay? So other company ask you to pay the money, they will send you a bill. Did you pay? Did you pay or not? Of course not. If you pay the money already, why they ask you to pay? Because you didn't pay the money. That's why they send you a bill, ask you to pay the money, right? So you didn't pay the money yet. So that's why you got the bill. Okay? Since you didn't pay the money yet, means what? You owe someone money, right? You owe someone money. That's why they ask you to pay the money. Then why you owe someone money? Of course, you ask someone did something for you, and you should pay the money, but not yet, right? So you asked other company do something for you. That's why you owe them money. So what kind of things you ask them to do for you? Advertising. So you ask other company to do something for you. So to do something, what's that? The something means advertising, 广告. Okay? So did you find out? Postpone payment until later date. So the same, postpone the payment. You didn't pay the money. You will pay the money later date. So means will pay in the future, later. Will pay later the same, didn't pay the money yet, still owe money today. Okay, so what happened for this transaction? You asked someone to do something for you, but you didn't pay the money. Okay? You asked other company to do something for you, but you didn't pay the money. So based on this, what's the first effect? 1. You ask other company to do something for you. But you didn't pay the money, so you owe them money. Right? Ask them to do something for you, but you owe the money. Any questions? Based on this, convert it into accounting. Ask someone to do something for you, we will use expense. So like what? Like if I ask employees work for us, we will say we have salaries and wages, expense. Expense means what? Expense means you ask someone to do something for you. We will use expense, this term. Ask someone to do something for you. We will use expense, 费用。来个薪资费用、水电费、租金费。来个 rent expense, salaries and wages expense. All of these kind of expenses means someone do something for you. So you have this kind of expenses incurred. Expenses incurred means you ask someone to do something for you. Because of that, in the future, you have to pay the money. Okay? And in this case, this kind of expenses is about advertising. So we use advertising expense. So we will say it is advertising expense. 广告费用。Okay? Advertising expense means we ask them to do advertising for our company. We ask them to promote our products for our company. So expenses incurred. Increase means incurred. So increase means incurred. 发生 means happened. Okay? Advertising expenses incurred means this kind of thing happened. This kind of thing happened that make you owe someone money. Okay? So you owe someone money. Which account we use? Oral promise, because here didn't tell you written promise. So which account? Accounts payable, right? So we have accounts payable. We owe someone money increase. Because they did something for us, so we owe them money. And what kind of things we ask them to do? We ask them to do advertising. Okay, any questions? Again, after you analyze transaction, find out two effects, put it into accounting equation, make sure you did the right thing. Okay, are you done? So let's look at when we put it into accounting equation, so what's that? We have advertising expenses increase, right? Because you ask them to do something. So your first effect is what? First effect is your advertising expenses, remember, is increase. So this one, your advertising expenses increase. Increase means incurred, happened. Okay? But don't forget, advertising expenses increase happened. What's your second effect? You owe someone money because you didn't pay the money yet, right? So your accounts payable also increase the same amount, $250. So this is your second effect. Okay? You ask someone to do something for you, but you didn't pay the money. That's why your accounts payable liability increased at the same time. Okay? But why here have a negative? Here just show the relationship between equity and expense. Okay, so here doesn't mean expense. Here means expenses increase happened will make your retained earnings and equity decrease. Okay, let's go back to your slide on page 52 again. So did you find out? This one is quite important. Use this to let you understand the whole relationship between each one. So here we talk about expenses. Expenses increase if my expenses happened, incurred, increase. So your expenses increase means incurred, happened. Means what? When you have more expenses, that will make your retained earnings decrease, right? Because more expenses means you have to minus more number. When you minus more number, of course your retained earnings will be lower. So they have a negative relationship. So you will find out more expenses will make you have less retained earnings. When you have less retained earnings, of course, you have lower equity. Okay? So more expenses will make you have lower retained earnings and lower equity. So this is negative. Relationship. So which means your expenses and retained earnings and equity, they are negative relationship. 负相关。Right? More expenses, higher expenses. You have to deduct higher expenses. That will make your retained earnings lower. Retained earnings lower. Retained earnings lower, of course, your equity will be lower. Okay? Okay, so that's right. Let's go back to our transaction 5. So when I have more advertising expenses more, which will make your retained earnings in equity lower. Expenses higher, which will make your retained earnings lower. Of course, they will make your equity lower. Because of this negative relationship, you will find out they make your retained earnings lower, equity lower. So this negative side means retained earnings and equity. Okay. So, but for Excel, for expense is increase. Increased expense will make your equity lower. Okay, any questions? So you should understand the relationship between expenses and retained earnings and equity. They have negative relationship. Okay? So let's go to next one, transaction 6. So transaction 6, what happened? Your company soft buy, don't forget, you are the soft buy. So your company soft buy did something. What did you do? Did you find out? Perform service for customers. So you perform service, provide service, you earn what? Revenues, right? So perform service, you earn the revenue. Okay, you perform service, you earn the revenue. But don't forget what kind of revenue it is about service. So it should be service revenue. How much? $3,500. Okay, so your first effect is what? You earn the revenue $3,500 because you did something. What did you do? You perform service. But did you get the cash? Here I told you your company received the cash only $1,500. So you got a cash, but the cash you got only $1,500. So this is the second effect you have. What's that? Second effect you have is you got the cash. $1,500. But what's the problem? The problem is you provide the service totally $3,500, but you just got cash $1,500. What does it mean? Means customer didn't pay all the money back to you, right? So here told you the balance $2,000 on credit on the account. So what does it mean? Customer still owe you money. The balance $2,000 on credit on the account. So on credit on the account means what? Means customer owe you money. How much? $2,000. Okay? You provide the service $3,500, but you just got $1,500. Customers still owe you money $2,000. Okay? So there's three effects we have. So did you find out? Dual effect means what? You have a two or more. So not only two, maybe three effects. Could be. Depends on the transactions. So based on this, first, you earn the service $3,500. So transfer into accounting. What should we write? Service revenue increase $3,500. How about the second effect? You got the cash $1,500. So that means your cash increase, right? Cash increase. How much? Only $1,500. The third effect, customer owe you money, $2,000. Which account we use to describe customer owe you money? Accounts receivable, right? Someone owe you money means what? In the future, could you get this $2,000 back? Yes. So accounts receivable, your asset means what? In the future, you will have future economic benefit. In the future, you will get the cash. So that's your assets. Assets, someone owe you money. Today, you didn't get the cash, but you got what? You got oral promise because customer didn't pay the cash, but customer will tell you, I promise I'll give you the cash in the future. Okay? So customer owe you money, they didn't pay you cash, but they give you oral promise. Gave you oral promise to pay the money back to you in the future. Okay? So if you still remember which account we use, accounts receivable, because you will get the cash in the future. So this is accounts receivable. You got oral promise. Increase how much? $2,000. Okay? So make sure you understand each item's definition because that's quite important. We use each account just two terms, two words to describe the whole sentence. So that's why we give them new account. Okay, any questions? So what happened? You provide the service, earn the revenue, but today you only got $1,500. At the same time, customer owe you money, $2,000. After you analyze three effects and put it into accounting equation. Okay? So are you done already for this? Okay. So let's put it into our accounting equation. Then you'll find out what's your first effect. You provide the service. So you earn the service revenue, right? So first is what? First is your service revenue increase, right? So this is your first effect. Service revenue increase how much? $3,500. What's your second effect? Because of this, service revenue increased $3,500. You got the cash from customer, which made your cash increase $1,500. Don't forget, cash is your assets. So your second effect is that made your cash increase $1,500. Okay? But what else? Customers still owe you money. So we use accounts receivable to describe. Customer will pay $2,000 back in the future. So accounts receivable is your assets. So we have accounts receivable increase $2,000. This is your third effect. So accounts receivable increased $2,000. What does that mean? Means you got oral promise to get cash $2,000 in the future. Okay? To get cash $2,000 in the future, so what does it mean? You will have a future economic effect, right? Future economic benefit, sorry. 未来经济效益。Okay, so we have 3 items, 3 effects for this transaction. Provide service, $3,500. Got the cash, $1,500 only. Customer still owe you money, $2,000. Okay, but don't forget, we still want to know service revenue increase, how they affect your retained earnings and equity. So how they affect your retained earnings and equity. Service revenue have positive relationship with your retained earnings and equity, right? So that's why here is plus, means they have a positive relationship with your retained earnings and equity. So they make your equity increase. Okay, any questions? Did you find out? Totally the same logic. If you understand transaction 1, you understand transaction 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, 10, so on. Okay, take a break.